And good evening, everybody, and welcome into the Eric Nystrom Show from Mason's Bar. Oh, wait, I guess we're a little bit rusty at this. Wait, we got a great crowd out here tonight. Wait, hold on. Let's try this again. Welcome to the Eric Nystrom Show from Mason's Bar. All right, that is more like it. That is more like it. Willie Donick here with you. Stu Grimson is here as well. When everybody welcome Stu. Stu is without a microphone right now, but that won't be for long. We'll bring him in just a moment. And next up, when everybody welcome the host of the show, Eric Nystrom is here. Woo!
Thank you very much.
Eric,
Thank you.
Great to have you back. We've had a few weeks off here.
Yeah, it's been a while.
But we got a great crowd here tonight, don't we?
Yeah, it's a great turnout. I think we know why we have a great turnout tonight.
Okay.
But,
we'll get to that in just a moment as well.
It's not you and me.
It's much as we might like to think otherwise. But before we do anything else, we've got something that you have had cooking here for a while, no pun intended.
Good.
Oh,
yeah.
I see
But there's a little something we want to let people know about before we get the show started here. And to help us out, a guy that's very much involved with this charity event that's coming up here. Would everybody welcome? Usually he's the one talking to you out in the audience. Our PA announcer at Bridgestone Arena, Paul McCann, is here with us.
All right.
Hello, Paul.
Hi. Thanks so much for letting me crash the party a little bit. You know, on the last show, you're welcome. On the last show, I came in here and kind of called out Eric.
Yeah.
I saw all this stuff on Instagram about all this cooking that he does. So it's on next Monday night. Now, the call out happened. It's the Slapshot Radio cook-off, which we're normally in this spot. And, and you guys throw us out every now and again, but that's okay. I'm okay with that. But because Stu threatened to beat me up if I complained about it, but that's okay. But what we're doing next Monday at the Chef and I, it is a great open kitchen restaurant over on Nolensville Road, right in Lenox Village. We're going to have a cook-off between Eric and myself. Eric is quite the cook. I don't know. I saw the oil-roasted fish
you
put on Instagram.
I poached it. There was no roasting.
I'm
poached.
Oil-poached fish, and I got nervous.
Okay.
I started getting nervous. I'm a little worried now because he really stepped up.
You thought it was all talk.
I did. And, I saw the little cherry tomatoes and the oil-poached fish.
Don't worry. I overcooked and undercooked pork chops tonight, so, brought me right back down.
All right, well, I'm feeling a little better, but you know what? I'm not one of the judges, so thank heavens.
Okay.
But come on out, though, to the Chef and I next Monday night. Tickets are available at NashvillePredators.com/cookoff. Now, the VIP seats, the ringside seats, they're gone. But plenty of good seats still remain. You get a 3-course meal cooked by not Eric, not myself, so you don't have to worry about that. It's by the chef himself of the Chef and I, Chris Raines, who's with us tonight as well.
All right, welcome to Chris.
As well as the I in the Chef and I, which is Erica Raines, his lovely bride. And it's a great family-owned business. You got to go check it out. And we're going to have a blast just making complete fools of ourselves in front of trying not to cut our hands off. And
but don't do that.
No, we don't want that to happen because, after all, Eric's battling the lower body injury. I'm kind of battling an upper body injury.
You're recovering from the upper body injury.
I'm recovering from the upper body injury. This is going to be interesting.
So it should be even. The odds in Vegas right now are even.
Yeah,
so,
it's a pick'em. It's a pick'em.
That's the best kind of event to watch.
It's a pick'em.
You don't know who's going to win. It's a flip of the coin.
And everything benefits the Nashville Predators Foundation. So please get your tickets. Come on out. We're going to have a good time. And Eric's been a great sport about this. We've been kind of tweaking each other a little bit on social media. And I think the smack talk is just going to ramp up over the next 5 days. Our guest celebrity judges are going to be Neil Orn and Dawn Davenport from the morning show on News 2. And big Pred fans on a competing radio station, Woody and Jim, are also going to be out. And
they love the Preds.
I'm nervous.
And we're also talking to a certain member of a certain soap opera named after a certain city that we all live in. That is a possibility we're hoping we'll see.
Very nice.
So
that would be nice.
This should be fun. So please come on out. And,
okay, so
we're excited.
NashvillePredators.com/cookoff.
And you could just roll over it and you see a little thing down there, cookoff.
It's on, baby.
It is on next Monday.
Cooking,
and I almost feel bad for him. Feel bad for him.
Peppering, we're doing everything.
It's a knife fight, baby. It's going to be something else. I'm telling you, right?
Hey, maybe. Might be.
So, Eric, I figured while we have Paul here, we're going to, as he leaves and we bring in Stu, Paul's pretty good at introducing people. Usually you introduce your guest. So, do you think we should have Paul introduce our special guest tonight?
Yeah, please do.
Okay.
I think I can do this.
All right, see if you can do this, Paul. We got a special guest on our
And in goal, number 35, Pekka Rinne.
All right.
What's up, guys?
You're the only guest
Thanks,
to
Paul.
have that kind of. You're the only guest that gets that type of welcome.
Wow. But not that you're a slouch at that, Eric. You did a very good job introducing your guest
Yeah,
this year.
thank you very much.
And let's welcome Stu officially to the show.
And Stu Grimson's here.
Oh, what a downer we go from that, right?
And
Paul
here-
introducing Pekka
And here's Stu Grimson.
and Stu.
And Stu's
And Stu's got a
okay,
headset.
all right. Well, we're going to have some fun tonight. The Predators, it's actually interesting. You guys actually have time here, a couple of days to regroup after what has been a whirlwind of the schedule here. Since the All-Star break, a ton of hockey games, not a lot of rest, not a lot of practice time. So 10 games to go in the season, still a lot of hockey to be played, a lot to play for.
Absolutely. I mean, we've put ourselves in a position to make the playoffs by playing well all season long, and this is the home stretch, and the light's finally at the end of the tunnel. Obviously, we got to make sure that we're winning some games here down the stretch, but we put ourselves in a position to make the playoffs, and that's ultimately the goal is getting in there and giving yourself a chance to win the Stanley Cup, and it's right there for us, and it's been a little bit of a tough stretch, but. We've been playing a lot better. Last few games we've been playing a lot better, though, for sure. It's been a tough stretch, a lot of games and a lot of tough teams, but it's the light is finally peeking its head through.
Let's talk about that a little bit. You guys, you brought it up, Eric. Pekka, I know everybody feels it. You can't not feel it at this point. I think a lot of fans are under the impression, though, when a bunch of athletes go through a stretch like this, it's like everybody sitting around in the locker room staring at your shoes going, wow, this really sucks. But talk about the mood, talk about what you guys do individually, collectively. I know you're not changing your game or anything like that, but the kind of things you focus on at a time like this to kind of guide the group through it. As a skater, as a goaltender, I'd be curious to hear your comments both.
It's frustrating, It's like you try so hard. Everybody's like, why aren't you guys trying? You what's going on? You're trying even harder, and sometimes that you press, you drain your energy, and you just feel like you just can't do anything right, and it's so frustrating. But then that one little play that happens can change everything. Can turn a game around, can turn a losing streak around, and it's hard to think of the positive sometimes when you're down, but you got to just find a way to climb out of it. And it's amazing when you do how much lighter you feel and how much more energy you have. But we're professional athletes. You have to have that mental toughness. You're going to go through this, but it's got to eventually turn its way.
Yeah,
what do you think?
Normal human beings. It's all about confidence, and it goes ups and downs. And so I feel like right now we get a one unlucky bounce, and it's always deflating us a little bit, maybe for a little while, but we still have that confidence. I feel like we're still playing well, and just not getting the results. That's the most frustrating part. But I still feel like we're playing really well.
Yeah. Well, and that's the interesting thing about it. This is kind of to your point, too, Nye. I mean, you'd be concerned about this team if you saw the guys going out there taking 2 or 3 periods off a night. But look at the last game. Look at the Wild game. Even Anaheim and LA are terrific examples. The effort is there consistently. We talk with Lavi every day about shot attempts, scoring chances. You guys are creating opportunity to score. You're within 5%. You're within 10% of what has been your best game. You're really not that far from your best game.
Oh, you look at, I think, the Islander game, the San Jose game, L.A., Anaheim the first couple periods, and even last night was a tough game. You just see, guys are going so hard and competing and playing well, and then we're human beings. We're aware of what's going on. We haven't scored the first goal in so many games. We know that. Yeah. So when you have a great first period and you're peppering a team, and then they score that first goal, and you don't have nothing to look at, you don't have any goals, it gets in your head a little bit and it becomes like a mental battle. You're like, wow, this is the game, we're going to do it, and then that first one goes in, and it gets a little bit like in your psyche. But at the same time, we've been playing a lot better hockey than we were previously in the stretch, in that New York, New Jersey stretch where we just really looked like we had no legs, no energy. But these last few games, we've seemed to have our jump, and, it's only a matter of time before, we get that result that Pekka was talking about.
Yeah, and it's nice to get this little break here before Saturday night's game, get some practice time. We haven't really get the time to be together and practice and really work on something. So I think this is going to be good for us.
Definitely.
We did the math on it. There was 23 games and 42 nights.
Yeah.
Then you finally got a 2-day break. Then you came back 4 games and 6 nights right after that. So that's 27 and 49. So you think about that's more than 1 game every other night.
Man,
so there's a lot of back-to-backs. But now you find these last 10 games are spaced out a little bit. It actually might, Pekka, be a pretty good thing if you can start playing well, take advantage of the practices, and hopefully be fresh as you go into the postseason.
Absolutely, I think the same way. I think the last stretch since February or since the All-Star break, I think it's been extremely physically and mentally draining and tough. But it's same for every other team too. But luckily for us, these last 10 games, we kind of get to have our time and practice and get ready for the playoffs, and obviously have to make sure first win a few more games.
Yeah, clinch it.
Yeah.
But at the same time, you think about it. We were having a dream season. You still look at where we are in the season. We're in the top part of the league, and there's going to be a bump. We weren't going to just cruise through the regular season, beating everybody, and then waltz through to a Stanley Cup. Like, we need a little adversity to learn from and build that character, so that when we do get to the playoffs, that we have that in our back pocket. We know what it feels like. We know that we hate losing and that we want to win every single night, and we have that in us. But this is a good little bump for us to learn from, and we've definitely been ramping our games up. And I think watching from the TV, I really I've become an expert.
Well, when we come back, we'll get Eric's update, because I know he's been out for a while. He's working his way back in. Pekka Rinne is here. We're here at Mason's Bar. We'll talk hockey. We'll also float out a couple of these rule proposals that the GMs are tossing around down in Boca Raton. Then we'll take some questions from the audience. We also have the Hume Fogg/Page hockey team here from those high schools. They're going to have a chance to ask these guys some questions later in the show as well. You can tweet us questions at WillieD1025. We've already got a few on there, so we'll read a couple of those on the air as well. You're listening to the Eric Nystrom Show. We're here at Mason's Bar at the Lowe's Vanderbilt Plaza on West End Avenue. Stay tuned. We've got more coming here on 102.5 The Game.